I'm gonna ask you again. Does your mother know you're here?
What? Does that matter?
Yeah, it matters. Can you just answer me, please?
I am my own man. I'm not a child.
So she doesn't know. You didn't tell her.
I'm sure she knows by now.
But you didn't tell her.
Not directly, no.
Well, what did you tell her?
That I intend to restart the Paladin Order.
How'd she take that?
Her usual way. A brief flicker of the eyelashes and then a stoic face. Truthfully, I have no idea.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, it is actually. I don't know if she would like everything that we're doing right now. And it's one less thing for me to worry about, if I'm honest.
I don't even know what you are doing. Or the others.
I'm just trying to keep everybody alive and survive.
Except yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
I shall have you know I disagree with your choices.
What would you have done?
I don't think I would have tried to fix it all just by myself. I don't think I would have played into the hands of the people in this city so easily, and certainly not with something as precious as your spirit, your soul.
In that moment, if our roles were reversed, what would you have done differently? Both times, actually. With the lunar bites, when they threatened to kill both Skylus and I, what would you have done differently to stop that from happening? And if you knew that making a deal would get us both out safely, would you have done it?
I don't know what I would have done, but I don't like the idea of making deals with these people that twist your wrist into making such a deal. It's a terrible place to begin business.
I say this with no malice. At all. You only have this perspective because of the very broad wingspan of your mother. But this is how I've lived my entire life.
You've lived your entire life playing her game.
That's
she's
right.
lived her entire life playing the game. And they're all playing a game.
Do you think I had a choice not to play the game?
I don't know.
I'm a pawn on
For
the
you.
chessboard. I'm moved whether I want to be or not.
And I shall not be.
Well, I'm happy for you. For that. But that was not the option that was presented to me.
There's always an option.
Well, I'm asking you, what was the other option?
Had I not made a deal in your place, what would have happened? Do you think they would have simply slaughtered us right there and then?
I think so,
In a
yes.
bakery?
I mean, I don't know for sure, right? This is all possibilities, but I couldn't take the chance that they would. You understand?
Have you ever seen Skylus fight and kill?
No.
I would have put my trust in him, and I would have put my trust in you. And if we hadn't made it out there, then at least our spirits would have passed over cleanly. Now yours will be trapped, unless we can stop it. I don't wish to play this game. I don't wish for there to even be this game, this dishonorable, despicable, deceitful, this lord of Helios who is corrupt, playing with people's lives and souls as if pieces on a board.
I am not corrupt.
It's not right. We're all equal to one another. We should be given equal chances, free of imbalance.
Sound a lot like your
Without-
brother.
Yes, and he was right.
And then he died.
He was killed. And still his soul is trapped. Perhaps I will die trying.
We're more alike than I realized. Your brother and I.
Perhaps he made a deal of his own, but I shall not, ever. No manipulations and scandals, and I shall not let you be exploited. I cannot. It goes against what I stand for and what this new paladin order will stand for. And frankly, it's above my relationship with you, my brotherly love as your friend. This is my duty, and I will help you if I can. I will free you of this false deal with one of these horrible people playing these terrible games.
Your choices are false, apparently, Kyria.
When your brother died.
Oh, all right, I think I've managed to tie him down a little bit.
Is he okay?
Okay is a word for it. I put a sock in his mouth.
Is he still bleeding?
It's not fresh blood anymore, but that's because he's not talking to whatever he was talking to.
Loesch, when you die, will your spirit pass over cleanly?
What do you mean cleanly, my dear? Why
Have
are
you
we
made
talking
any
about my
deals?
death? What has been going
Deals?
on while I was upstairs?
Have you sold your soul to these people?
Did I?
Your neck.
Oh, brother, you've seen the rest of my body. I've claimed to sell my soul many times. A tattoo does not one's spirit take, I don't believe, personally. And if
Then
so, I
there's
guess
only
when I
two of us.
die, I split up.
Loesch, it falls to you, Skylus, and I to help Galen and Kyria out of these messes, wouldn't you say?
If there is a way out, I would very much like to help them, yes.
There has to be a way out.
He's bleeding again.
He's up. Is he speak? Kyria, do you
it's
have
just-
the bandages that we used a couple weeks ago? The ones that you get wet and they plaster really hard? Just no. I don't know what to do.
I was able to staunch it, but only for a bit.
Is he talking or just bleeding spontaneously?
Nope, just started bleeding, but... I think it's alright now. I'm not much of a bandage...
Who was his
bandage
deal
healer.
with?
We need a doctor, don't
Wretch.
we? Yes, Wretch.
What can a doctor do for spontaneous bleeding talking to air?
Well, I mean, a doctor can stop the bleeding.
Could
Or at
Wretch
least know
lift
where
this
it's coming
curse of
from.
his? If our deal with him is complete? Or is it a different deal?
I don't see how it's beneficial in any way. Every time he tries to communicate with whom he dealt with, he starts to purge blood.
Yes, and he's only got so much of it, which means we're on a ticking clock.
Maybe we should call a doctor or something.
I think that
I
we
think
should.
we should visit Wretch.
Do you think Wretch will just help? Out of the goodness of his heart?
Do we not have
What
the
heart?
information that Wretch needs to complete our deal?
Right,
Will that
but
not
that
end?
information has already been spoken for. That information is trade for the information for your brother. We can't show up with that information and then ask for something new. They'll want to make another deal, and you don't want
The
to make
deal will
any
be
more
complete.
deals.
I will not make any more deals with my soul, or with yours or anybody else's. I'm happy to make good business deals. If we can stop Galen from feeling this unwell, by completing
I
this
say it's worth a
original
shot.
deal.
We've got no other options.
Well, I don't
Unless
think...
one of you sees a different path that doesn't involve Wretch.
I don't believe it's a smart idea. I'm still on the path that if Wretch wants us gone, this would be the best way to do it. If Wretch knows what Galen can do, which we all do, then cutting the head of the snake would leave it to wither and die, and that's what would happen here.
I don't think so.
If
I think Wretch doesn't get along with... I mean, if Galen is speaking to who he says he's speaking to, then
Right.
Wretch and he don't get along.
What about your accountant fellow?
What about him?
Does he have any sway with anyone? Know anyone that might be able to assist us in this?
I'm sure he has the sway with a lot of people, but he is loyal to whoever Galen is speaking to.
Well, then maybe he's experienced the same thing.
I don't want to ask him for help.
Do you want to be responsible for Galen dying
I
in his
am
bed?
responsible for him living. I did my best. Now we need to
Your
try
best
other
would be
avenues, like
contacting the
perhaps
accountant
asking a
despite your
doctor.
wants. How about I find a doctor and you find an accountant? See who wins.
Fine.
Thank you. I'll go find someone with some
If-
medical knowledge, I guess.
If we do go to Wretch for whatever reason, let's say we can't find a doctor, or we can't find an accountant or whatever, we have to present to them that we are weak. We can't be intimidating. If we are intimidating at all, or if we show in a presence that could overthrow them, then they will just kill us there. I've seen this before, and I've seen that look in Wretch's eye, his study. And it looks like someone hunting prey. That's all I know. I know that doesn't trust us.
I need Galen
trust
and I
him.
need Wretch, though.
That's fine. So you go. The three of you go to the dead ends. I can't go with you because I'm sworn to someone else. And you just hold up Galen's end of the bargain.
If we complete our deal with Wretch, and it breaks this sickness over Galen, then we're home free. And if not, perhaps you can indeed speak to the accountant. It's not like you have another soul to trade anyway.
I don't understand why we're taking the option with the most risk first.
We don't have
Where
to.
is the logic?
We don't have to. I was just saying if we do ever go to Wretch, then we can't be presenting an air of intimidation or threat.
We are
Oh,
currently...
absolutely. It just seems that's the most volatile of our paths. Would you
I think
not
so, too.
agree?
I agree.
We do not want to be any further indebted to the accountant.
What more can he take? Look at her neck. It's still raw.
He could take yours. Or
What have I got
Skylus's,
left?
or Cesaire's, or Galen's. But right now he only took mine. So let's keep it that way instead of rushing into the arms of the beast.
I have an idea.
Trade. Iria, there was no take.
So what are we going to do?
There was the other night they were doing tests for some pyrotechnics or some explosives. Fireworks of something, meaning there's going to be a celebration of something soon.
It's a parade.
When is that?
Mentioned it
What
when
is
we...
it? A parade?
They mentioned it when we first came in. What was it?
Something to
is.
do with citizens.
It's a celebration
Oh, that's
of
right.
Parade.
dedicating yourself to the god.
When is it?
I don't know, but I have to go. And so do
What?
you, Loesch. Well, we're citizens now, so we have to go.
We absolutely do.
It's
Well-
tomorrow.
I believe it is tomorrow.
Well, if it is tomorrow, then we have at least a day, and we can use the cover of the celebration to find a doctor.
Do we need cover to find a doctor?
Potentially. I think you three go finish the deal. I'll stay here.
Oh, dude.
It's a loose end that we have
Make
to
sure
deal with
that our dear
anyway.
Galen doesn't bleed out in his bed, will you?
I will. And I will try to find a doctor.
Yeah. So,
Does anybody
to
remember
the
the way?
Wretch, then.
Because I don't. It was through the sewers.
I remember.
Do you remember?
Hey,
Right, well,
Sewers, why is it always shit?
it's rather unpleasant.
Alright, I'm going to go get my boots, and I will meet you all down here promptly for this
Should be
adventure.
outside.
I'm going to check on Galen as well and make sure he's not actually already dead. Because this would be quite a waste of energy, wouldn't it?
hey.
I have a question. It's kind of important.
You may absolutely ask it.
This is more a mechanics question.
Of course.
I didn't tell them the truth.
About?
What the lunar bites are really up to.
You didn't, that's true. Would you like to clarify with me, though? Seems you need to alleviate your conscience.
Well, I didn't tell them anything yet, and I haven't decided if I'm going to lie on purpose or not. I just want to understand, and it's fine if the understanding is presented to me as the way I would understand it. Just so I'm very clear, the deal I made with the Lunar Bites is the deal I made. And the deal Galen made for the Dead Ends is the deal he made. It doesn't include the rest of us? Or does it?
Galen's deal definitely is with Galen.
Are you lying?
No.
Okay,
Very clever, Kyria.
thanks.
I'll say nothing on your deal.
Okay,
You're not gonna catch me twice.
that's all I needed to know. Thanks.
Of course. Anything else?
Nope.
Tiki. Who's acting first? I'd rather not dictate that. Are you waiting till the parade day, or are you taking care of anything this night?
Me? Or them?
All of you.
I think the plan was that they go now and I go for a doctor. Galen doesn't have that long.
Aye.
I'm
Well then.
fine. I don't.
Stop
not fine.
opening your mouth, or I will help you never open it again, Galen. Shh.
Those going to the dead ends. Let's pick up there at the grate to the sewers.
Right. I'll open it. It's really rather heavy. Oh, okay.
You're doing
There we
great.
go. Oh,
How does
That's
it
my-
smell worse now?
oh, you wait till we get all the way in there. You think the smell of urine is bad? There's some rotten flesh coming. Ugh,
Delightful.
Okay. I'll head down first then.
Right.
I'll be right behind you. I'm gonna hold the back of his shirt.
And I behind you.
Skyless, could you please stay close this time?
If I'm too close, I'm useless. I can see you.
If you're dead, you're more useless. It's really dark.
That's
Is
funny.
it supposed to be dark? Are we allowed to light a light?
Do whatever you want.
That makes me never want to light a light again in my entire life.
So who's going to do the talking?
We're supposed to seem non-threatening. I think it's obviously you, my dear.
Right. Well,
You know
I
what
don't
to say?
really know what they wanted. They asked for information on the lunar bites. Names and entrances and things like that, which we have, as far as I'm aware. We were to lie to them about the information on behalf of the accountant, but that
Doesn't matter anymore.
well, that was Kyria's deal with the lunar bites.
I mean, the lunar bites have done nothing for us. Why not give them everything? They'll know if we're lying anyways, I'm sure.
I have no intention of lying to the dead ends. They have more for me than the accountant can offer.
What is that? Do you hear that sound?
Aye.
It's like metal scraping stone. Alright, let's
was-
just keep going until we find them.
Should
This
we
is
should move.
ridiculous.
I suppose we are underground.
But it probably means there's a door opening somewhere, and where that is, there's more sewage. We gotta move.
Please. You said you remember where we go, right?
No, I really do not.
It's up here, take a right. Right here, take a right.
Right, yes, of course.
Skyless,
right.
don't go too far ahead.
You walk down the sewers. The scent of sewage fades a bit as you continue, but the scent of flesh that is decayed rises. And you make your way toward that large, open, cylindrical room with water pouring down the center and the shambling undead walking about. With a large ornate door at the other end.
I told you. Good day. Good day. Didn't work last time, but we're here to speak with Wretch.
Again, a singular undead raises a hand shakily and points at the door.
Thank you very much. I shall enter the doorway and follow the route, the area I last found Wretch.
The door is shut, as before.
Wretch? I'm here to deliver your information, as per our deal.
The door opens, and you are yet again faced with the ornate hall. Wonderful tapestries, woven rug leading up to a throne. The ghoul in rags stands next to the throne. Wretch.
Good afternoon, Wretch. I hope we find you well.
Well, enough. Approach.
Thank you. I am Césaire, Skyless, and Loesch. We're here to deliver the information on behalf of the Bang Gang, and Galen and Kyria as well.
Speak, then, Césaire.
The information you requested on the Lunar Bites, their intentions, their expansions. We managed to find 3 bakeries that they own, working as a front for whatever they're fronting. Some underhanded business. So we spoke to a leader. Do you recall the name, Skyless? A woman who had business with our Kyria.
A description.
I describe how she looked to me.
That is Lynn.
Yes, maybe it.
Lynn is the first mate of the Lunar Bites. You were able to speak with her in an audience?
Yes. Practically feral. Wolf types.
Werewolves, we are aware.
They, requested several things of us, most of which we denied or postponed to a degree. But of the information that I think you would be most interested in, I believe they're adding another Lunar Bite, a front or a bakery in Elysium, and that they already have a permit for it.
Territorial expansion.
Yes. I wonder if that encroaches on your turf.
They do not have bakeries in the sewers.
Right. I wondered if you had any influence topside.
We have some. We do not disclose what it is.
Well, we're establishing ourselves. We are ruthlessly close to the accountant's area, and should you need allies, eyes and ears, perhaps we could arrange something if you truly are locked to the underside here.
You wish to deal with us further?
Perhaps. You have not treated us unfairly.
Our lord will be pleased.
Well, frankly, you have kept up your part of your deals that we have struck with the accountant, and the Lunar Bites were coerced.
Is the necromancer?
He is, suffering. Frankly, I wonder if it was anything to do with our deal. I'm to understand you have a portion of his blood.
We do, but it was collateral.
Collateral on behalf of what?
If he double-crossed.
Well, do you
Seems
believe
he
that
is
he
not.
has?
He has double-crossed?
I asked if you believe that he has.
Oh,
Then I shall collect his blood.
he was unable to make it himself?
Again, he is extremely unwell. I should hope it is not your doing.
No.
I wonder if you
do
know.
not double-cross.
Who could have such influence? He is in contact with spirits or those that we cannot see. He is bleeding internally and vomiting blood. He's getting paler by the moment, extremely unwell.
It sounds of his doing.
In what way?
He is a necromancer.
So a physical doctor will not help.
I never said the sort. Just that he is dealing with consequences, likely.
Do you know of anyone that can help him?
Many.
Would you be willing to give me a name?
There.
Are you trying to convince this wretch
I am a little bit.
to give you
I
a
am, yes.
favor?
I would like to assist.
How are you assisting so far away, Kyria?
Well, I'm using my special ability that allows me to do it without taking stress, but I have to explain how I prepared for this moment. And I will say that I am helping him because I told him the truth to give to them.
This is foresight, yes?
Yes.
I would also say that I used that truth to butter him up a little bit in the beginning before I asked for this.
Yeah, you
quest.
also have another card to play
that
as well.
In
that
any
I
way
told you.
influences this.
Yeah, of truth.
You may do that, but that is your final attempt during this score, Kyria.
Got it.
It seems like they're getting close to ending it, but we'll see. You may indeed get a +1 to your roll, but what and how are you trying to convince them?
Honestly, just being truthful. I am being straight up. I'm willing to work with them. I'm willing to be their eyes and ears. Potentially strike some sort of, business deal. We're not talking soul bargains here. Yeah, just offering myself and my services, I guess. Just telling the truth. I don't know if that actually helps, but I feel like no one's probably ever done it in this city ever before. Just walking in and being honest with him. I don't know what role that is. It's certainly not the ones that I have bonuses to, like the. I know I have I think I have one where I can be commanding and violent, coercive, but.
I would say consort or sway, honestly.
No, we'll go with sway because I at least have one more thing. Charm. Let's go with charm.
You are
That's my justification.
attempting to do so, I believe.
Yeah. What position is it?
I'd say this is just risky. You're not desperate. Standard
And
effect.
it was standard effect. +1.
+1 from Kyria. My goodness. That's the first critical success we've had, Cesare.
Wow. Of course it was him, by the way.
I'm gonna break the wheel, baby.
I hope so.
Well,
I'm gonna die.
the effect is greater now, with no consequences whatsoever. Wretch looks at you, pulls out the vial of blood, and hands it over.
You have given us what we want, and for that, the first deal is done. Your brother's soul. You wished to know of it, yes?
Yes.
It is in Hades. Where it is supposed to be, according to him.
As in it's not trapped.
Is not death a trap?
So, all who die simply become imprisoned by Hades?
That is a perspective.
Is he in a jar or a bottle? Or any such confine?
No. He is in Hades.
Passed over cleanly, then.
Yes.
And I have your word.
You have information.
I thank you, Wretch. I have a lot to think about after that.
You are looking for a doctor, yes?
Somebody who can specifically help with Galen's particular ailment.
A grin flashes for a brief moment across Wretch's fanged face.
I can ask for one, if you'd like.
I would be in your debt.
You would.
And in a moment, you see Wretch do what he did before. He puts his hand upon the throne, and for a moment, heaves, takes a knee, and cracks begin to form upon his scalp with fresh wounds. And it feels like an eternity before he stands again.
A necromancer can help a necromancer. My lord will allow an audience. Should you choose.
With me?
With the necromancer.
How do I arrange it?
Bring him here.
Very well. We shall do that. Thank you, Wretch. I shall take no more of your
The pleasure is
time.
mine.
I appreciate working with somebody who is honest and upfront. And yes, ironically, you don't belong down here. Shunned, hidden away. If you could, would you live on the surface in your own quarters? Or is it a...
We once did.
And a frown crosses him.
You were forced down here.
When our lord was imprisoned,
Who imprisoned him?
Lord of Helios.
So he is your enemy.
Yes.
Then I would imagine that at least one of our goals is aligned then.
Or now it would seem so.
Good day, Wretch. We shall return.
He nods without another word spoken.
I turn and leave, nodding at Skyless and Loach.
I'm like at his back, just not getting very far from him at all.
Skyla slowly stays for a moment, eyes Wretch, and then saunters behind everyone else.
I presume we head back.
Can we just walk and not talk about that until we're out of earshot, please?
Aye.
I'm probably like behind him, but I'm probably like pushing, like I'll follow you. Go faster through the dark.
I'm walking through these sewers with my head hung in deep thought before I probably am like dragged back by Skyless because I've wandered off down the wrong.
This way. Come on.
Right,
Sister, are you kidding me?
What?
You can't just walk down a random hallway by yourself.
Sorry, what he said about my brother was...
Are we almost at the top?
Soon. We've got a couple more switches to go. This way.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to know what a bad smell smells like again.
I'll imagine being forced to live down here then.
I don't think it matters if you can't smell.
Can they not smell?
They don't have a nose. I don't know.
It's true.
Right, okay.
You have to wonder why Helios would do such a thing. What warrants such a curse?
Control and power, most likely.
Is that your brother's blood?
No, this is Galen's as part of this deal. He seems to have left a contingency. If Wretch is telling the truth and this is Galen's blood, then at least we know it's not them, and...
Right.
Well, it seems unlikely, but I fear that the ghouls forced underground living amongst this stench are the only trustworthy people.
Right.
Appearances can be deceptive, you know.
I found them rather pleasant. Other than the scent, of course.
Yes.
Why do you think Kyria's hiding the accountant from us?
I think she is,
What do you mean?
You know her. When was the last time you saw her sit and do nothing while someone bled out in a bed? That's not my sister.
You think she did this?
No, but I think this accountant might have more hold over her than she's letting us know.
Well,
I want to know more about
to
him.
be easily coerced.
Why would he want her?
Straight here, straight. Keep going.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
I just about walked off
Presumably
the cliff,
because
didn't
Yes.
she's easily
I?
coerced.
Incredible.
If I could convince you so easily to do something that benefits me,
What do you mean?
well, we went to see the Lunar Bites, and they twisted her wrist into doing their bidding, and then Almost immediately afterwards, she went to see the accountant and he twisted her wrist into selling her soul to him, and I think she does it on our behalf, trying to protect us. But
That's... She knows we can't go on without her, and she literally just locked herself to this damned city.
perhaps she thinks she's giving us a leg up. Nice and
Great
early in
leg
the
up.
game.
There
Even
has
if
to be
it comes
something
to-
more.
Well, I doubt she'll speak to me or Skylar, so perhaps you'll be able to get through to her if you ask her yourself. Is that the ladder there?
Yes, that's it.
Is it?
Right there. That's the one. I left the great cockeye so we know. That's us.
All
We
right.
should try and bring Galen back down here, but if he's unable to walk, how will we get him down here?
Maybe we don't. We have his blood.
No, they said that a necromancer can help a necromancer, and they need us to bring Galen here to have an audience with their leader.
Aye.
We should do it before this parade, right? Moving him amongst all those people, if they're going to be in the streets, is going to be unpleasant. We should try and do it tonight.
And if they're all looking up at the fireworks, that would be the perfect time.
It could be a good distraction, but it
Does
is
he have
Galen.
until tomorrow?
He might stop to watch said fireworks and bleed out in the street.
What if he bleeds out before the fireworks begin?
He could be dead now for all we know. We should really just hurry home and check on him, I believe.
Right, then we'll bring him here immediately. Let's go and collect him and return.
Do you really think we should bring such fresh meat around this?
Well, they didn't eat us.
How judgmental.
What makes you think they want to eat us anyway?
Not eat him. Change him.
Why would they do that?
You've never heard of a necromancer dying, have you?
No, but Galen said he can come back, should he die.
He doesn't come back the same, Césaire.
If he comes back, someone has to get him to come back. None of us can do that. The only person who can would be Wretch. So if Wretch kills him...
But what if he
Oh.
comes back as a lich?
What's that?
What's that?
They're like dead. Necromancers, I think? It's not a
Galen?
human anymore. He wouldn't be our Galen. He would
He
be
said
theirs.
several times
Just undead? Just more undead?
he doesn't mind if they move his spirit into another body.
But I mind.
It's not your decision to make.
We have his blood.
It's better that he live on in another body than die and not return. That's against his wishes, at least.
But we know it would be him. It's all too much.
Do you trust
Oh.
Wretch?
Yes. Yeah, as much as I can trust anyone else that I've met on a whim in this city, and I know at least 2 of them in power that have immediately manipulated us against our will, and Wretch has offered us a deal for information on the lunar bites. We collected it. He made good on the deal and is frankly willing to help us. He asked for nothing in exchange.
Except for Galen.
Well,
Except for a week.
if he simply... If we help Galen to come to Wretch, and they fix him, and
What
he
if
is
they don't?
Galen, what if a chicken turns into a dog?
I'm sorry, what?
Exactly. What if? Doesn't mean anything in this case. We don't have much to bank on other than what ifs. We're
He has a
alone
point.
here.
Right.
He's going to die whether we bring him here or not.
If anyone stands a chance in a necromantic battle of death, it's Galen, so Should they turn on us in that moment, it's probably better that we have Galen here, even in his half state.
There's another option, maybe.
And what is that?
The lunar bites know of blood magic. We have his blood. If they know a way to potentially, maybe make him better without having to bring him anywhere from a distance.
Wouldn't that decimate the truce and friendship we just incurred with the Wretch fellow?
Right.
It's an unnecessary
Not that it's not
gamble.
a terrible option, I'm just saying maybe
an
we burn our bridges
unnecessary
as a later
Yes,
one.
yes, and it's...
Gamble. Why gamble on those that we know will immediately turn on us? We were in that meeting for less than 5 minutes, Skyless, before they stole Kyria away, stole her blood,
Right.
and then used it to coerce her into something against her will, something that worked against us as a group and left her
I just don't
in a
trust
precarious
Wretch.
position. I have no interest in working with the Lunar Bites. Even less so in working with the accountant. If we have to work with anyone, I'd rather throw in with Wretch. And if we don't, then we find a doctor who accepts coin, but
I think you're right. I think we should bring him here while he's
Then-
conscious, because I don't think it will do any good if he can't speak, right?
Let's at least tell him and see what he says. If he's unconscious,
Right.
then we'll bring him here.
All right.
All right, up you go.
Oh
Right.
my god, too fast! Too fast!
Come on.
Upwards.
Up! Your hand!
There you are.
Oh, why do you have all the armor on?
Good question. Kyria,
Yes?
you went out looking, yes?
Yes, I did.
What were you out looking for?
Doctor.
You found one.
I did indeed.
The cleric of Hades, lower level, but still a cleric nonetheless.
Yes.
You spent most of your money, if I'm not mistaken, for it, correct?
Yes. In fact, I could tell he was lying about the price, but I didn't care.
He was. But unfortunately, you didn't roll as perfectly as you could have. He cheated you.
That's fine. I accepted it because I didn't want to run the risk of him denying me. Galen needs help.
He goes with you. The payment was for discretion, as well as healing.
Yes. So he says.
So he says. Bit of an older gentleman, dressed in the robes of the cleric of Hades, but he's put an overcoat over all of that. Again, for discretion. And he follows you to your hideout. Now, there's an animal issue currently, so we'll
Sorry.
take a moment here. No, that's all right. You had no control over that, like many things in these sessions.
Or life, for that matter.
But you're at the door with this doctor, this cleric. They did not give you a name.
No.
I don't think you asked, did you?
No.
No. They wait for you to open the door for them. The others have not returned back yet.
I do.
They follow you. Slight limp to them as they're a bit older and have seen things.
Okay.
They follow you nonetheless. Are you bringing them directly to Galen, or?
Yes, absolutely.
You smell blood. May not be more or less than before, but you do smell it as you approach his room.
He's in here. I'll open the door for him.
The cleric nods and walks in ahead of you. Galen, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm always fine.
You're fine, yes.
I don't know
yes.
why you keep asking that. I'm just a little, mauled. But on the plus side, I can't really feel my body, so everything is fine. Oh. Kyria.
Yes, I'm here.
It is, a pleasure to see your face, as always.
I'd like to see yours a little less pale.
I'm sorry. I feel so... Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Nothing.
Shh, why don't you try not to talk? I have a cleric here to tend to you. And knowing Galen is talking about who he says he's talking to, and not wanting that to be... I don't want the cleric to pick up on that.
Or me.
I just turn to the cleric and I say, he's been a little delirious with fever a bit. If you can just help him, please. It's okay, Galen.
Of course. Have him lay down.
Lean back.
Oh, yes.
It's gonna tend to your wounds, okay?
Excellent.
Lacerations, 4 of them across the belly. Was he fighting with an animal?
Yes. In my own
Yes.
way.
Are they... Do you recognize these wounds?
Do you want me to recognize them?
That's not what I asked you.
Ouch.
Galen.
What?
I recognize them, yes. Or something like it. Alright.
And what are they? I'm afraid I don't know, but I would like to.
They are lacerations from large claws dragged across the belly at a rough angle from top down, right to left. They have hit a number of organs.
Yes.
Though you've done a decent job of keeping the intestines in him. Well,
Can you help him?
yes. Somewhat, at least. I can keep the bleeding and...
Some of the bleeding is not, because of...
Still delirious? Or should I just work ignoring him?
Yeah, just please work as fast as you can. Galen, shh.
Of course.
You can talk
This
to me
will
later,
not
okay?
hurt.
Is he lying?
No, he's not lying.
Okay.
But he reaches out a hand and places it upon his chest above the wound.
Shh, Galen. Just take my hand.
Before I check, due to the discretion you wished for, miss,
Great.
he's not undead, is he?
No. God, no.
Then this won't kill him.
I certainly hope not.
Our Lord heals you. Be well.
Galen, I will have you roll Tinkerer for this.
I'm
This would
sorry.
have to be the doctor who would roll, as that is why we've hired him.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
What?
Am I to understand that I just learned how to kill an undead individual?
A little healing magic seems
Yeah.
not be so great.
Okay,
Healing and holy magic is not exactly ideal for the undead.
got it.
You would know that,
Okay.
but maybe it's confirmed now.
Yes.
Well, I suppose I can roll for that, and will do so.
Yes, please.
Would you like to help him in any way?
I
Oh.
should not do any helping.
I can now because the score is over, correct? So I
But
can
we
use
are
my...
not yet in a new score.
Okay.
Correct.
Got it.
But you can stress yourself a bit if you'd like. I'll allow it this time.
Galen's far too weak to stress himself at the moment.
Of course.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, yes, I will.
You will.
Yep.
I'll add another dice.
Oh, thank God.
Your extra dice caused for a critical success there, Kyria.
Oh. A critical success
Yes.
is 5 segments on the healing clock.
Yes, it is.
The healing clock has 4, which means of my 3 harm, I heal 1 and have 1 tick towards healing the second,
Yes.
which means
Your
I'm
organs.
not as super awful as I was before.
That is correct. You are not on the precipice of death anymore, Galen.
Yes, just not so
A
well.
cure moderate wounds is used upon you. Your organs stitch themselves with the magic of the god of this city. Your lacerations seal, but are still very much able to be reopened with too much effort and exertion.
I watch all of this as best I can in my somewhat distracted state, but I find clerical magic interesting. Though there are other ways. And it's that kind of, drifting off into like watching and like listening to the chanting and the seeing the magic channel through a holy symbol, but then thinking about vivisection and how death and healing are their own forms of, and it's that kind of, and like even little bits of murmuring sort of comes out, not much, but just sort of a, I think stitching organs, that they should be, if they are healed, but I wonder about plagues, treatments.
I've done all I can.
Squeeze
for
your
him.
hand when you talk, Galen, just gently, like,
Do you require anything else?
I do, in fact. And I would like to
Yeah.
try to use my ability.
Please. Describe it to me, Kyria.
I stand up and I look him in the eye and I tell him you will forget this ever happened and that you were ever here.
Confusion washes over his face. In a moment, I am going to need you to sway him. Are you adding any extra effort? This.
Just so I am clear, what
Yes.
happens when your whole stress bar is full?
That's bad.
Okay.
Once your whole
What if you've
stress-
only got
Oh, that's
one
bad.
left? Like, if I
That's
do this, I
okay.
only have one left. I'm okay, right?
You are
Yeah.
not getting a trauma
Okay.
You're not
if you
getting
are
it.
not full, but you are very close.
Yeah.
Okay. then yes, I will do that.
All right. Add your extra dice. I hope you succeed.
Me too. So is this risky?
I'd say this is desperate. Position.
So actually, I think the way this ability works is that I use it on top of a sway roll. So I do my normal
When
sway
you
roll.
sway someone,
yeah,
you
and
may
if I
cause
succeed,
them-
I can then just be like, by the way, I want this to
Yes.
happen. So probably how this works then is she would say, and I have your word that you will be discreet. So she's kind of doing that sway and that charming. And then if the roll succeeds, I get to use the ability.
That is correct.
Okay.
But you, I think... Well, I'm not going to tell you how you feel. Do you feel this is desperate, risky, or are you in a controlled position?
I think I'm in a controlled position, to be honest. Because of my vice, I argue you. I think this is playing into my particular vice, if you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
Okay.
And I agree.
Okay.
No experience for you, though.
Okay, that's fine.
But you can be in a controlled position, and I would say this is a standard effect.
Okay. Oh, wow.
My goodness, that is 3 critical successes in this episode. And those are the only critical successes we've had the entire time.
Oh my goodness.
Kyria.
Yeah, so then I think now that I see that he's like, yes, you have my word, then I get to use my ability and say, no, you will
do not
forget you
remember.
were ever here. You do not remember this. You never came here. Got it.
I would like to remind you, though,
Yes, I know.
if you ever need another cleric and you go back to him,
And
you
he sees
will
me.
remember you did this to him.
I know. But that's only if he sees me, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Worth it.
Indeed. This is a greater effect because of your critical success.
And not to be a
He looks at
bitch,
you.
but I think that means I can take the money back from him because if he finds it in his pocket later, he'll be curious. So I will do that as well. I will not pay him.
That's not. You're just being practical. That's all.
I'm being cautious. I'm not being an asshole, but I'm being cautious. I would love to pay this man for his time and his work, but I'm sure if he finds extra gold in his coin purse, he's going to be like, how the hell did that get there? Don't look so pleased, Dan.
Okay.
I'm doing it out of caution, okay?
You can do
Not
that.
greed. Okay.
No, of course. And he leaves in a stupor.
Kyria, I have to speak with you. It's important.
Hang on, I just need to make sure that he goes all the way out. I'll be right back, okay?
Yes, Are you?
I'll be right
Okay.
back.
She leaves you.
I've been working. I have something for you later.
I'm sure you do.
I do. I've been thinking about you. You know. Can I call you Tack for short? I like it much better than Lord of Helios. Don't quite like that at all. I think I'll call
Only my friends call me that.
Yes, well, we are friends, aren't we? We're good friends. You keep visiting me in my home, and that sort of implies that we have a very friendly relationship.
Oh, a jailer visiting a prisoner is their friend now.
I wouldn't call myself a jailer. I feel like that's awfully harsh.
I didn't call you that at all.
No, you were vague, and so I chose to make the lines less vague in my favor. But
You are a subject in my kingdom.
Interesting.
That is what you are.
It's good that you tell yourself that. I actually appreciate the ways in which you use positive affirmations to make yourself feel better. I think that's good and healthy. I mean, I appreciate the care you you use to weave the stories that make you feel good when you go to bed at night. I like that about you. You remind me of someone I know who's also so cheery and upbeat.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was thinking of something else.
Oh, that's all right. We have that sort of friendship where it's all right if you sort of think of other things. We have that sort of ease about each other. We could sit in the same room and just read books next to each other, not even speaking. Have breakfast, you and I. Tack, so sorry. Oh, is it tack, or is it a talk? Long A, short A? You know, I wonder how you'll be when we meet each other in person. That would be interesting. Will you pretend like you don't know me? Are you ashamed of our special relationship, you and I? It's funny when you have to hide relationships, isn't it? Have you been in love, Tack? I'm still not feeling well, but I can always chat with you, my friend.
I look forward to our in-person chat, Stilio's son.
As am I. I hope that our first chat will be... I'm imagining somewhere more private. Not on the streets in front of everyone, but perhaps in a home, a mansion, somewhere on a balcony, perhaps. Something nice, you and I, having a meal. Just two people, a man with stories to tell, I imagine. Do you ever get tired of ruling? Does the crown weigh heavy on your head? The stress of day-to-day... I don't feel well. Day-to-day... logistics.
Galen.
Yes.
You speak so much to forget the pain you've caused.
Pain I've caused. There's this funny thing that you do, Tack. I'm picking up on it. You do this thing where you say that I do a thing, but you're speaking really of yourself. I think it is called projection.
I already know I've caused pain.
Yes.
And
Yes,
I'm
quite.
okay with that.
Oh, are you?
Oh, yes. One of them is still in my dungeon for betraying me.
Ah, yes.
I think you'll meet him soon.
I hope so.
I'd love to see the state he's in.
I'm not inviting you.
Oh, but I'll see anyway.
Will you?
It's what happens when you have someone's phylactery. I'd love to see your future. Or should I say, I'd love to see you see your future.
Quickly, I just want to clarify. Is the future that I'm going to be seeing that sometime in the near future, well, probably not the near, the middle, longer future, you are going to name me as one of your lords, and I'm going to be your new best friend, mortician, and necromancer, hanging out, and I believe that that position is still empty, is it not?
There is no position for necromancy here anymore.
Oh,
Maurice saw that.
So you had a bad breakup. I'm so sad for you.
Oh.
It must have been difficult when you have such a bad breakup, when you have a bit of a heartbreak.
Yes, it was so tragic. Putting him in shackles.
Yes.
Letting him rot for 100 years.
Sounds like a terrible
Killing
breakup.
all of his minions.
Yes. Friends and family, I'm sure you do like that sort of scorched earth policy, don't you?
It's very effective, Galen.
Well, I haven't decided if I will accept your offer to become your new best mortician friend. I'm thinking about it.
Now, don't overexert yourself. You're in a bad way.
I know. I'll get better, though.
I look forward to it.
Tag. You know, I've always found Mori so interesting. Your ex. You're in the dungeon ex. Did it hurt your feelings?
No.
No?
It angered me and my lord.
Did it?
We had an arrangement and he broke it. Don't push me.
Oh.
Or I will break you.
I don't know if you can break things that are built in different ways than you could ever imagine.
Can't break what's already broken.
No, not broken. Rebuilt. I don't work in the same way as those others. I'm not full of straight lines, made of rigid materials that when they are pushed and twisted by the likes of you are broken. That's not who I am, my friend. I am strange angles and always have been. Corners that don't make sense. Any break just makes me stronger. It adds to my mosaic.
How many pieces were torn off when Lothair died?
You know, it's only fair I talked about your ex, that you talk about mine. The difference, of course, is that your ex betrayed you because you weren't good enough.
Oh, no.
Whereas mine still loves me and was taken from me by an ally of yours.
You think a paladin would love a necromancer? How naive.
He loves me still, and he always will.
All right. I think we'll take a break for now.
Fine.
You need your rest, Galen.
I need Kyria. I don't need rest. I'm tired, though. Kyria?
Who is Tak?
Oh. The Lord of Helios. Kyria.
Is that who you were talking to just now?
Yes. Listen, your sister seems to think that when I talk to him it causes problems. And so stuffing that very filthy sock in my mouth, by the way, it was a wool sock and was not high quality wool, in my mouth will solve the problem. But he is in my head. Putting a filthy rag in my mouth will not stop the voice in my head.
Okay, well, is it? I mean, causing problems?
I'm hoping that I can cause problems for him at least.
Answer
Run interference.
me straight, please. Is that what happened to you here?
You mean this?
Yes, I mean that.
Yes. Yes, that was.
Why?
Why? Kyria, I must, this tiefling, Tak Zagur, Lord of Helios, who has done so much evil, has taken interest in, well, who knows how many of us, but he's taken interest in us. It's as if he were some sort of master of some sort of game, overseeing us and rolling dice to decide our fate. And he speaks to me. He means to rattle me, to unsettle me, I think he wishes that I am not as effective in aiding you all. I think he might be afraid of me, or worried. Something. Clearly I'm some sort of threat that he must occupy his time with me. And so I decided, rather than allow him to just torment me and sit and take it, I might poke back a little bit, which he didn't like. But I take his violence toward me. If he reached out his mind across from the great high tower where he sits to injure me, that means I'm special enough
Or
to
you're
worry
a fly, Galen.
You don't bother with flies as much as he bothers with me.
I mean, it could have just been as simple as swatting the air for him.
Could be. Could be. Maybe, maybe not. But if he's talking to me, he's not talking to you. Kyria.
That's true.
Or anyone else here? Kyria, everyone else is gone, aren't they?
Yeah. They went to, They went to go finish your deal, actually.
Good. I'm excited. Kyria, might I ask you for a favor?
I already know what you're gonna ask. And the answer is yes.
I can't feel my body.
I know. But I
My
need
fingers.
something from you first.
Oh, of course. Anything. My dearest.
You just said to the Lord that you were going to become his best friend?
Yes. Yes.
Did you mean it?
One moment. I listen carefully for the Lord of Helios' breathing. No, I did not.
Is
But
he lying? Are you lying?
I am not.
Okay.
What you can tell is that there's a deep hatred for the Lord of Helios that is quite intense in that sort of fresh bloom, i.e. it is not a hatred that has been, this level of intensity is not old for decades and decades. It is a fresh hatred. No, but he's been betrayed, he's been lost. And I think it's amusing to remind him of his failures. It might push him to be careless or overcautious, something that might help you.
Galen. Has it ever occurred to you that he could be doing the same thing to you?
Yes, that's why I think it's a dance. He's certainly doing that to me, trying.
And what if it's not a dance? What if it's marionette?
Well, I will give you the charming answer. Only you can pull my strings. But the other answer is, if we do not fight, we are lost. If we just accept that we are pawns, we will never turn into a queen at the end of the chessboard. And I aim, my friend, to not die a pawn to some cleric.
You and Dimples.
No,
No.
I aim to be beside you,
No, I mean...
my queen.
You and Dimples are the same. Speaking like noblemen, people of privilege. You don't get to die as a pawn, yada, yada, yada. Well, that's great.
Kyria, you will not die as a pawn either.
I won't die.
And
No.
so, no. I will, if you command it, or will it, or accept, find a way out of that for you. My dreams for you, Kyria, are so beautiful and bright. I imagine you at the end of that chessboard, crowned. I imagine you somewhere outside of this city. cottage, perhaps. By a river, or perhaps on the ocean. Maybe even in our homeland that I've never seen. Nor you either, imagine. And you are there, and you are happy. And you must work for no one but yourself. And you wake late in the morning with the sun warming your face. And you have everything you want. And when it is your birthday, I arrive and I give you cherry tarts. And I'm not alone when I arrive, nor are you. And I arrive with Lothair, and we sit around that table, as we had once did. You and Lothair and I, and, well, you are not alone either. You have someone there, and we have the most glorious breakfast, as we did once. And all of this is gone, is far away. And I will do whatever I can to make that, or whatever dream you have, real. Any dream you have, I will work to it.
How kind of him speaking for what you want.
Dreams are for fools, Galen.
Dreams keep us alive and moving forward when every step is mired in dirt. It's a poem I read, and it was always something I had a complicated feeling to. It said something along the lines of, some of us are lying in the gutter, but we're looking at the stars, something like this. And I know there's differences between you and I. I know this. I give up things that you never had. But Kyria, you know, you must know, that I love you so fiercely. And I only wish your happiness. And you have always been my very best friend.
Are you lying?
No.
All looking at the stars has ever done for me is make me trip.
That's why you have someone who skulks about to keep you from falling.
And that's where we'll take our break.
How dare you call the way I walk skulking?
Was he talking about you? Well, we'll be back in 3 to 5. And I think it will be a day of a parade when we get back. So don't go anywhere. See
Wash
some
your
cool
hands.
trailers. Have some new shows. Go wash your pits mittens if you need to go use the restroom. But we have some trailers of shows that have just started.
While we are away, I hope that Kyria and I might have some private time.
I'll let
before
you
they
work
all
that out
arrive.
amongst yourselves.
Yes.
See you soon, everyone.
The world's a tavern in flames, what happened, whoa ho. A tale, a song to tell of the wrongs, whoa ho. This story of a wizard on the run, the family of the tavern mind controlled. They suffered, screamed, they felt alone, this evil sensed by our godmen. They stood, they fought, then blood and hardship came. The family couldn't be saved, the wizard he escaped. Their lives were lost past that day. The floor of the tavern laid their corpses, dark magic in the air. Evil happened there. The sworn, many that day fell. We stand to mourn them now. The tavern cleansed with fire. As the light was spread, darkness retired. We watched it burn.
Close. But it's not exactly how I remember it.
Hey, fire! Wait up!
Keep up if you don't want to get left behind.
Are you just gonna follow these guys?
Don't you have a sense of adventure?
But if we get...
My father always treats me like a kid. I know what I'm doing. Come on. What could happen?
The Dark Realm is a difficult place to live. Plants grow weakly and twisted in the lack of sunlight. Mercenary work and banditry are rife, as it pays more than basic farming or hunting. The realm at large is ruled over from the great city of Guardia, an overpopulated, sinful place ruled over by a baleful king that we haven't seen in years. There is an elven kingdom to the south, ruled by the sequestered shadow elves, a dwarven kingdom lost to the mountains of the west, and a tiefling kingdom among the volcanic rock of the islands in the north. Great patches of our land are poisoned and deserted. There are tribal villages, beasts, goblins, and orc warbands, of course, but we're trapped here. The mists are a mystery. Most who enter them never return. Those that do are changed in such a way that they are unrecognizable or utterly insane. Nothing comes out of the mist, but it surrounds us, calls out, poisons, frightens. Couple that with the almost endless darkness, and the Dark Realm is a very difficult place to live.
Once from the top. I'm not doing this twice. You only paid for the hour. The drinks here.
We're still waiting for them to finally bring them to us.
How long does it take?
Look at that one, he's squirming.
I found a prophecy.
No, not this again.
From the deity.
Oh my, give me.
No, but we have to find the holy asparagus.
It says the asparagus costs $2.99. This is not a bloody prophecy.
$2.99 what?
What is this?
What?
Is this a character arc?
Haven't noticed he's been like this the entire time.
I actually forgot he was even here.
Are you entirely mad? It's just asparagus.
It's just asparagus.
Where are the drinks? I'm so thirsty.
I'm telling you, in 5 minutes I'm going to run a man through.
Well, that's what's going on up there.
Yeah, they're already doing that over there, as you can tell.
What? No. Oh, that one's swinging.
That one's crying.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, the prophecy. We can go home.
What?
Sorry, I'm allergic to your bullshit.
We reach the mirror tower.
That's just a mirror. That's your own bloody face, you moron.
Shut up!
No, I promise.
Oh my god, not this again.
You will see.
Shut up!
You will see.
I'm cutting in line.
Eons ago, during the age of the Magi, the world was something other. Magic is all that there was and all that was needed. Legend states that a cataclysmic event brought a great frozen age to the world of Lacrin, and soon after, a new era dawned. Though they say the ancient magics of the Magi still lie buried and lost, scattered around the world, lying in wait for those with the courage to wield it to discover. Welcome to the world of Lacrin and the continent of Thelmecia. Noble knights, roaming orcs, mischievous goblins, and idyllic wondrous lands, just waiting to be explored. Now, a new peril aspires to plunge Thelmecia into despair once more, but not before a few unheard-of heroes take their chance at triumph. Table Story: Darkfire.
Hello again. Devotees, can you hear me just fine now? Thank you. Today is the day of citizenship. It is a celebration of this beautiful city of mine and my lord's. Twice a year, my citizens pledge themselves yet again. Every branded citizen must show for the ceremony. I do not care if they're on Ophion, if they're in Mechanical City of Andromeda. They must return. And we will know if they don't. I attend this parade with my General Brahm, my guard, and so many wonderful citizens proud to be here. We go down the Bident. Left side first, right side second. From the palace and the temple, the front gate, and then back, with the citizens following behind until we reach the temple, pledge our service to Hades, and then merriment. It is a joyous day, and I am so glad you all get to be here for it. Skyless.
Hi.
I believe you're up to your, standards. You're looking about, you're skulking, you're prowling, whatever you do. Some people like to masquerade here, and you've made note of that and done so yourself.
I don't need people to know who I am.
No, I suppose not. Where are you waiting for this parade?
So the parade goes up the Bident. People pledge, and then back down.
A bit of a reverse. It starts at the top, goes down, and then goes back up.
I think I will probably watch over by the left Bident, towards close to the Lunar Bites shop.
All right. The one in Glassvine?
Aye.
Are you up on roofs? Are you mingling?
I think I'm mingling at this time. No need to be on a roof. You got the mask, and well, like move when people are looking up.
Ah. Well, if you're mingling, you would definitely see all of the vendors that have moved themselves from Hawker's Alley all along the Bident upon either side. Fresh meats and vegetables, grilled, simmered, sautéed, stews, sweets. The Lunar Bites have their many booths. It smells lovely. Cities have been freshly cleaned. The streets. It is, frankly, it's beautiful, if I do say so myself.
I start to make my way skulking, seeing where they are. Of course, making note where Lunar Bites is set up, but also where in distance to the entrance to the sewers.
Well, that is off in the gutter runners, so you're pretty far away from that sewer entrance. The upper right of the slums.
But not too far, I'm in Glassvine, aye?
Correct, though there is no direct path unless you go through the main gate.
Down the Bident.
Down the Bident, exactly. It's rather convenient for you, honestly.
Aye. Fine, I go and I grab a sweet roll from the Lunar Bites, and I pay them. Do I recognize any of them?
You're in Glassvine's booth, specifically?
Aye.
Yes, then you would recognize the blonde lady from before. Were you in that conversation about her name earlier? I can't quite remember.
I was.
Ah, then you would know her now as Lynn, the first mate of the Lunar Bites. She gives you a nod, a knowing one, as she sells you this sweet roll.
I go to drop some coin, and as I do, the coin falls, and a drop of blood that I've previously cut upon my finger is smeared upon the coin. I take the roll. Aye. And I sink back into the crowd and I watch her reaction as she counts the coin.
I think, unless you disagree, this would be a study roll.
Aye.
I'll give you a controlled position, as you were the one who set it up. A standard effect, though, as you are trying to watch the crowd. Oh dear.
That is not good. Now, I will give you this. You are controlled. You may withdraw and see nothing. Gain nothing. But have no consequences. Or you may attempt again in a risky opportunity.
So by failing
Nothing.
by failing a controlled, I could then just try again. But it's risky.
You may, but it's no longer controlled. That is
What if
correct.
Okay, but I can't know what the consequence is at
Correct.
at what it is currently.
That is right. You may leave and gain nothing with no consequence, or you may attempt again at risky, no longer controlled. You're in the best position you possibly could be with that roll.
Yeah.
Risk or reward, Skyless.
Or accept the consequence as literally this, that's what I'm debating is, do I want to see where 2 1s go narratively, or do I want to try again?
Correct.
As much as there's a part of me that's like, I should just try again, but I really like seeing what would happen if I just stayed with the 1s.
Ah. You're choosing to withdraw then?
No? I would withdrawing to leave and then not see anything. But I would like to not even re-roll. I would like to accept the 1s and see what happens.
You would accept a critical failure.
Yeah.
All right. You stand, not fading into the crowd, as you see the coins you've set upon the table, blood dripping from your thumb, from the prick you gave. And you see her pick up the coins, each one. When she gets to the bloody coin, looks at it, looks at you, and licks the coin clean, and puts it in her pocket. And then, as if nothing happened, moves to the next customer.
I think then, bit unease. Skyless disappears into the crowd, but I think still shaken. He's not aware, adrenaline pumping now, knowing he has slipped, not knowing how deep of a cut on his thumb he has pressed, and leaves a blood trail back to the hideout to tell his friends that the coast is clear.
So he does. Césaire. Galen, I believe you are making your way down.
I'm feeling quite better today. Césaire, you said you wanted to take me somewhere?
Yes, you don't need the mask.
Oh, well, I beg to differ.
Why would you support this?
Oh. Césaire, I thought we might just stand a bit back in the crowd for 15 or so, 20 minutes and watch the great Lord of Helios himself as he passes by and gives us his grace, as it were, before we go wherever you're taking me. Where are you taking me, by the way?
I don't know if I can trust myself being in such close quarters.
Oh, fair enough.
The great
Well,
Lord of Helios.
Listen. I think that we should just give ourselves a bit of time to lay our eyes on the man in person. You can learn much about someone when you see them in the flesh.
I'm not sure what more I need to learn.
Well, you're a warrior like your brother. Yes? When you fight someone, you have to know them, don't you? Know how they move, their body, their vessel, the rhythm of their movements. Yes? If they have tells, weaknesses, or if they think they are perfect. Who knows? But wouldn't you want to see someone before you dueled them if you could?
Not sure what tells I'm going to learn when we see this man on a cart.
It's a good question. I also just wonder a bit if this whole thing might be some sort of ritual to gather energy to feed him in some sort of way. I just feel as if there's much more we need to know. If I were some sort of evil fellow, I would have some sort of large ritual with everyone who's been branded to me twice a year. That seems to me like something you use to gain some sort of energy, some sort of mystical, arcane sort of a thing.
He sounds more like a tumor.
Yes,
and
he
an
does.
infection.
Yes. Césaire, you should know as much as you can before we get to whatever it is we're going to get to, and you should have patience. We cannot fight someone like him without being much more powerful than we are. We'll need funds and allies, and we'll need to know so much more about him.
Fine. But afterwards we're going to see Wretch.
Oh. Oh, how did that go?
It gave me a lot to think about. I can't stop thinking about one of the things that he said to me.
Wait. I know me. I know me very well. You should not tell me anything about this meeting until after we just get our eyes on the Lord of Helios, because whatever good news you're going to tell me about Lothair will just consume all of my thoughts. So, tell me not about this meeting until after I just spend some time looking at this Lord of Helios, and then, as we walk away from that evil, you can tell me what good news you've heard about your brother, and we can go and meet Wretch with a lightness in our step and joy in our hearts. And that will cleanse whatever bad taste seeing the Lord of Helios will put in our mouths.
Something calling the kettle, Galen.
Yes, fine. I'll wait here then.
No, come with me. I thought we should walk together. It would be nice.
Right. And the others? Where will they be?
Oh, well, I imagine they'll be doing all their skulking. You know, I feel as if Loesch is avoiding me. She stuffs a sock down my throat, yells at me quite a bit, and then she leaves. We still haven't had dinner, she and I. Well, one of these days. So, Don't you want to mask up or some such?
No. I have no interest in supporting this.
It's not supporting it. It's pretending that... Look. Before we go downstairs, all right. I'm going to ask you a very quick question. Césaire, if you were walking down the street and you saw me, and I have a large knife dripping with poison, and I'm looking at you menacingly, and I go like this, and then I have a big sign that says, I hate you, how might you react?
I would ask you why.
You would suspect that perhaps I hate you and want to murder you, I imagine, yes? Because I have a big knife with poison and I keep making this, like, gesture like that to your face, yes? And I have a sign that says I hate you and I want to murder you. You would have probably assumed that, yes?
In this city, no. I would assume that somebody has put you up to it. That somebody has twisted your wrist.
I think you're missing my point. My point is that you, my dear Césaire, have a large sign that says, I hate you and I want to kill you, dear Lord of Helios.
Good.
No. If you remember, just some time ago, I said that we cannot take him on until we get a lot more power and information. If you stand in the parade with a big sign that says, I hate you, he's going to see it. And then he might walk up to you and say, why do you hate me? And then when you explain to him why you hate him, he might then arrest you and kill you.
How many have defeated him before?
He is currently undefeated.
Right. And, you suspect that you will be the first by playing his game?
No, I suspect that I will distract him enough. Throw him off of his game.
Someone has tried before you. Someone has tried all of this. Nobody has simply showed up and gone toe-to-toe with him. Nobody has broken his rules.
Césaire,
He is using you right now with that mask on your face. No masks for me.
Césaire, I don't want you murdered by him.
I don't want anyone murdered by him.
You want to murder him yourself.
The vessel. Don't you have preparations to do right now?
Like what?
Not you. No, let's go downstairs. Say hello to... Yes, come in. We were just on our way down. Come in.
You coming or what?
Yes. Indeed.
Right.
Césaire doesn't want to wear a mask.
All right, fine.
Skyless, would you do me a favor? Would you stand right by my side so that you are facing Césaire? Right by my side, shoulder to shoulder. Just please, if you wouldn't mind.
Do I have to?
Yes, please.
Why?
It's an experiment.
Oh, right now. I thought you meant on the... fine.
No, right now.
All right.
All right. Look at his face. I would like you to imagine our dear Dimples a face in the crowd. Yes? And I want you to imagine that you are our great Lord of Helios, and you are walking the parade route, and you're looking over the faces of your adoring admirers in the crowd. Yes? And then you see his face.
I wouldn't be this close to him.
No, but he's quite shiny. So, Césaire, oh look, it's the Lord of Helios. What do you think? Look at his face, Skyless. Just look at his face. Don't you think he's oozing malevolence? And I want to kill you, Lord of Helios. Don't you think that might be a bit unsubtle?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
What?
You're a hunter. Does he not look like he's a hunting prey right now when he's imagining the Lord of Helios? And don't you think the Lord of Helios will notice this as well? I I just want him to pretend not to hate the Lord of Helios, and the Lord of Helios is looking if he can't do that because I don't think he can. He'll wear a mask. It doesn't have to be an official...
I shall not pretend, and I shall not lie. I shall not play his game. I'm not wearing a mask.
All right, fine.
I don't have to go and see the Lord either. I'm happy to go straight into the sewers. Miss this charade.
Skyless, do you see what I deal with?
He thinks it's a ritual. Probably by
do you see what I deal with?
Wearing that mask, you're allowing him in.
No, this is my mask, not his. I crafted this with my own hand.
I stole his mask.
It's true. So, come, let's walk. How's
The beautiful thing about parades and celebrations is they're always meant to hide something.
Yes.
It's perfectly fine for us. That's what we're doing today. I don't need to wear a mask. The sky's already our mask. Just need to get out here.
Come.
All right.
I need to speak to Loesch one of these days. I feel like she's the only one who appreciates a little bit of... well... something.
Are you three going to the parade?
Are they coming with us?
Who's they?
I'm sorry, was I speaking out loud? Cesare, are they coming with us?
Who?
Kyria, Loesch.
No, they're citizens already or something.
Oh. Have they already left?
Skyless?
Would I have seen plenty of citizens already making their trek up to... Would I have seen them, or would I have seen them? Would they have gone?
You absolutely would have seen that they left ahead of you as citizens.
To do that. Okay, so I probably escorted them. And then...
Correct.
Okay.
You made your way back after interacting with them.
Wow.
Wonderful. All right, so I'll say, yeah, they're already there. They're on their way back by now.
Well, I hope not.
We got quick. What?
Well, I imagine the ceremony is going to go on and on. These sorts of things go on for hours, these sorts of ceremonies. So, let's go.
Right, Loesch will be out still, but I'm pretty sure Kyria will be back.
Well, let's go.
Soon.
I do want to see what this
time.
is about. And, just... behave. Now's not the time. General strategy, blah, 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 blah. Battle tactics, blah, blah, blah.
Galen.
Feinting and stabbing, yes. Just don't let him say something.
Galen, he was wonderful without you here.
Well then, all right.
If you like, I can make you bleed. And then we'll be back in the same place, and then Cesare could take over again.
Let's just get this over with.
You jealous, Skyless?
Jealous? Why would I be jealous?
Oh, it's interesting.
Doors open.
Right, let's go.
Yes, let's go.
And so you go. The parade is in full force when you leave the hideout together after Skyless returns from his scouting.
I just want to put eyes on him.
Ah, I see. So you want to wait, Galen, for it to pass by.
Yes, please.
Are the other two of you waiting? Or are you moving ahead? Apologies, I did not hear that.
Now's the time, if anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm standing somewhere nearby, arms crossed. Leaning against a wall or something, waiting for Galen to have
Are we
his fun.
going or what?
I just want to see him before we leave. I just want to wait for the parade to pass. I want to see him. His face. Not just hear his voice. We can wait that long. I just want to see him. If you
wait.
and the procession passes by, citizens following. You might even make out in the crowd, if you're looking, both Loesch and Kyria attending the parade. Maybe you saw them in the mask, maybe you didn't, but they walk by.
They're both stunning.
And then they go out of your vision. Though lovely masks they have. And you would see Brahm. Césaire you'd recognize. The large Oceanasai. Battle axe upon his back. Shield at his side. Leading the army in their procession. And Tak Zagur, Lord of Helios, walking directly behind. With his guard about, though Césaire, you would note that guard isn't for him. He doesn't need a guard. Galen, if you'd like, I'll give you a chance to attune. Because there is power dripping off of this lord.
Interesting. I would like, and I am wearing my spirit mask, which increases my effect, which is important because I'm currently a bit wounded, which decreases my effect. So that those two things cancel out.
Correct.
I suspect there is arcane here, and I would like to attune to see what I might learn that might help my friends. Especially that, well, that young man, Césaire, so determined to, so irritating. So, I would like to attune. Perhaps I can help him in some way later.
Of course. How do you feel this situation is for you, Galen?
It's interesting. In many circumstances, I would think that it is controlled. But I think the dance between he and I is a bit risky for us both. So I think that were it someone else at a different moment, I would feel quite controlled in this, but in the moment it feels a little excitingly risky, I think.
I think so too.
A bit alive.
Standard effect, though, as you went up and then down due to your mask.
So,
you may attempt.
Do find this important. It seems to me that this may be one of the few keys that I might supply my friends. Something only I can do. And so I will push myself, concentrate all of my energy as much I can for an extra die.
You may stress yourself out for so.
5 partial.
5?
Yes.
What do you hope to get out of this, Galen?
You know, the Lord of Helios stands undefeated and strong and powerful with no weaknesses for anyone to think of while Mori sits in a dungeon. But I suspect that he is not as flawless as he attempts to have us believe. I imagine there is a flaw, a weakness, an insecurity somewhere within him. Perhaps it's how the magic flows in and out. Perhaps it is a doubt, a shadow across his face. Perhaps it's the channels between the people in him, there is something I imagine that might give me something that I can utilize to help. Something I can give Skyless, Loesch, them. Some way in which I can be useful to make amends for things not yet done.
Well, that second part is definitely your conscience.
What?
It has nothing to do with the Lord of Helios. Attuning and checking magics has nothing to do with your personal relationships. Don't project on me.
I was just thinking, yes.
Well, you gauge his power. But there is a consequence.
Yes.
Due to your failure.
Partial success. I like to think it's a partial success rather than a failure.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
You look at him. And for a brief moment you lock eyes with the Lord of Helios, the one who has ruled for 100 years. The one who has earned his place. The one who has not been defeated. The one who wiped out the paladin order of your lover. And all you feel is dread. You may attempt to try again from a different angle. But in this one, all you feel is hopelessness. As you know, all you'd have to do is smite undead. And he would end you. Or his lord would see you as undead.
What do I gain from this partial?
You gain the ability to try again from another angle.
So there is no success.
The success is not you dying.
I will need Césaire to save me in this moment. As my jaw clenches, and I take a step closer in the parade. I make a step forward.
You step closer to the Lord.
And I will make a second choice if Césaire does not stop me.
Césaire, you do see Galen step closer and deeper into the crowd, closer to the Lord of Helios himself.
Gripping tightly on my cane.
I glance over at Skyless and then back to Galen, but Galen's always been a bit of a mystery to me. I don't know what he's up to a lot of the time, and I've always just kind of allowed it as either he's doing some eccentric thing or he is working on some mystic element that I don't understand. So I don't know if just you stepping forward would necessarily have me interact with you. I'm also not too pleased with you and I'm sulking in a corner, so my immediate reaction wouldn't be to stop you unless you do something crazy. I think stepping forward into the crowd would just draw my attention to you at first.
Looks as though he's walking.
Remove my mask.
Now I shoot a look over at Skyless because he gave me so much shit about masks and stuff. And I will step a little closer to Galen and say, Galen?
I don't care about the magic now. Now I need to know about the man. And I will study his face. I don't care about the channels of magic. I want to know his soul.
What's he doing?
With study, not attunement. I need to know the man, but I turn my eyes from Taxagur to Brahm. I will study his general.
You are studying Brahm, not Taxagur.
I will study his general.
Who is looking back at Galen right now? Any of them?
Taxagur, the Lord of Helios, is no longer looking at him. It was but a brief moment of eye contact.
Okay. That's okay then. I will continue to allow Galen to do his things that he's doing while being... I'll remain close to him though. If he continues to move forward, I'm quietly moving forward with him. Within arm's reach ideally, but not... I'm not doing anything direct.
I will find his weakness. And it may now be in Brahm.
I will give you a choice.
Yes.
You may withdraw and learn nothing. Or you may succeed with a consequence.
To study his Brahm?
Yes.
Is the consequence supernatural?
I'd rather not say.
Well then.
You must choose. You do not get to know the outcome of your choice until you've made it.
I'm sure you've met me before, good Lord of Helios.
Are you?
Have you known me not to cut open a body that I have acquired or taste a tincture that is smoking? Have you known me since my love has died to worry so much about my own vessel? I take your deal. I want to know knowledge. I want to know the knowledge of this Brahm.
My dear Galen, you will know and you will make a mistake.
Will I?
Brahm.
Pleasant.
7-foot earth genasi. Corded muscles, wrapped in stone. His battle axe drips with frost. A mark of a dragon upon his neck. He has bound himself to Ornithrox.
The dragon.
Brahm has not lost a battle.
Physical. But he's also a being that is not just physique. He's a being with a heart and a mind. There's more than one space for weakness. There's resolve, there's prowess, insight.
Has made sure to cut himself completely from his old compatriot of years. Mori, who betrayed not only Taxagur, but also Tal, and also Brahm. Brahm personally made sure Mori could not leave. Brahm is as hard as stone. Perhaps you could weather him. Perhaps not.
Fascinating.
Galen?
Yes, Césaire.
What are you doing?
Looking at a general for weaknesses. Do you see any?
No, I have also seen him train a little.
You see Brom put a hand on the shoulder of one of the temple guards. And he looks immediately at you, Galen. He turns.
Do you know
What
that
do you
temple
do?
guard? Do you know that temple guard, Césaire?
I've only met one or two to know them by name.
Remember his face.
I shall try.
I will meet you at the manhole. Don't look at me at this moment. Pretend you don't know me. As I step back into the crowd, watching the guard.
I think you're going to have to roll something for that, Galen.
I feel as if I am doing this with finesse for a misdirection.
How so?
I want to slide past some of the members of the crowd, my body being visible at one moment, and then obscured as I pass by a large masked person, visible, and then obscured. And in that dance between the crowd, slip a slightly different direction, and so that I'm then behind a cart, a different moment, so I can make my way then unseen. They think I'm going this way, but I'm going a different way.
All right. You are desperate. You've lost all positioning you have with that failure and being directly pointed out by the General of Helios.
If you don't mind, two things. One, I wish that Skyless sees me, but Césaire doesn't. I don't want Césaire to see what might happen here, but someone should see, and it should be Skyless. But I don't want Césaire to see. And the second thing is, I'm going to roll this finesse. But I wish to remind you of something I imagine you have not forgotten. You have 3 rolls for which my fate is compromised.
I do. And that is very generous of you to remind me.
Indeed.
Go ahead and roll. You need a success to make sure that they both see you in the way you hoped.
I shall roll. This is desperate.
Yes.
Also, I will add the extra, if you are playing with my fate, I will add the extra die that will reduce. So tell me, what is my effect? It is 1 less.
It would be limited. Most definitely, with the 1 less. And you have stated you removed your mask, so it does not bump up 1.
Yes, and the mask only works for the supernatural. And so...
Oh, it would work here in the crowd of the masquerade.
Indeed.
But you've removed it.
I'm adding a die, not as a friend, but as a foe. I roll 1, 6, and 6. And you have stated that one of those die will reduce the roll of one of the others. And that is my fate.
Yes. You do succeed, but not as a critical success. You misdirect, but specifically put Skylus between you and the general. So Skylus does recognize you slipping away. And with his mask, they do not recognize him or have a face. Replace them together with you. And you make your way out of the crowd, unseen.
I dance out of the crowd. Seen enough.
You may go now. Skylus and Césaire. You are in the crowd as the General Brahm and the Lord of Helios, Taxagor, move past you toward Hawker's Alley to go out the front gate, around, and into the other side of the Bident, leading everyone, including, briefly, Loesch and Kyria.
Galen's gone.
Yes, he said not to follow him and that we'd meet him at the manhole.
Just smart. Isn't he hurt?
I don't know what he was doing, but he took off his mask. He's paranoid about it, so he probably thought we shouldn't travel with him, or I don't know.
He's acting very strange.
Yes, his obsession is...
Obsession. It's a good way to put it.
I think it's winning out over his usual rationality. To the manhole then.
Hey, we got a rustler, right? That's where it is.
Yes.
Does he know that?
I assume so.
Right. This way.
And we see the two of them. After a moment, go after Galen. But in the crowd, as they continue to march, many masked, many not. It is a tradition to some to hide their face but not their brand. Some are proud, some are ashamed. Most seem jovial, though. And they walk up the Bident as they have made their way out of the city and back in this display of strength, adherence to the city, and loyalty to Hades. They make their way through and past Hawker's Alley and the Market Square. They go past Elysium and Glassvine in the Noble District. And for the first time, I think, for both of you, you make your way into the temple grounds. Up the hill in the mountain, as the palace is built directly into the rock face. And you pass the empty manors of the dead lords, or undead lord.
to the temple, its beautiful marble pillars reaching up. Ornithrox's roost atop it, with the blue dragon perched, watching the parade, and seemingly smiling as one dragon might. The fireworks bursting up in the most grandiose way. Many shapes and colors that you might not have ever seen before. Hitting the crescendo. As Brahm, the Lord of Helios, walk up to the pedestal above, in front of the temple, as the parade hits its stop. Neither of them with any guards, but they look over the crowd of citizens. A blast of cold ice erupts from Ornithrox, and you are showered with snow. As the Lord of Helios takes his place and welcomes all of you. The city of Helios. And to servitude to his lord. And that is where we'll end the episode.
I have many thoughts and feelings.
Same.
Welcome back.
I think we might die.
I think you two are fine.
Oh yeah, we're gonna die. For sure.
I'm feeling some
For
major
sure.
Handmaid's Tales like vibes on this. Like we're gonna be on a stage. Suddenly there's a nice rope necklace on everybody.
I feel like you'll be fine. You'll be like, he can't kill you because he needs to drain your soul regularly. So I feel like, you know.
I feel better now. All the comfort overwhelms me.
What an episode!
Yeah, holy shit, man. Holy shit.
Dan, like we've been friends for a long time, but every time we do a show together, your brain is scary place.
I love it.
Same.
We've been
in like
friends
a
for a
horror
long
movie
time,
kind of
but
way.
your brain is a scary place. That's what I heard.
I like
what I heard
it.
too.
That's what I got out of that.
That's what I heard too.
Oh no.
Well, thank you everybody for today. Let's do a lovely round of end of sessions, shall we? And you know, why don't we start with you, Loesch?
With the me?
With you.
Hi guys, my name's Loesch. I played Loesch for you today. I'm as confused as Loesch right now. Like, I don't know what you know those torture devices where they like pull your limbs all at the same time? That's what I feel like I'm in right now, mentally, as my character.
all been there,
It's- right? Like I'm literally gonna be doing like offline research for my character to try to figure out how to get us out of this. I don't know what to do, but my name's Classy Katie, and it's a pleasure to do this for all of you, and this cast is magical. Can I just throw out there that Brad got his second COVID shot? Woo! Vaccinations.
Yeah.
Feels like shit and fucking busted
Nailed
this
it.
show out.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go right out and say at the beginning
Nailed it.
before we went live, he was like, You know, I should be fine as long as no scenes center around me. In the first half of the show, he fucking carried it on his RP tank back. It was so good. So good.
I was like, you're gonna kill it today.
Really, I think we can all thank both Nurofen and Asda own paracetamol, of which I may have had.
Those sound like
mild
D&D
overdose.
Thank you, Western. I feel like Nurofen's like a druid.
And I don't know. Nurofen is our Advil.
Yeah.
Advil. Getting us through Faint Dawn, whether it's because of COVID or fear. Every week.
Yes.
Thank you, Advil.
Sponsor us, Advil.
Hashtag ad.
What a weird sponsorship to pick up for the channel.
Also, maybe
that would be
Excedrin.
Excedrin is our
throwing it out there.
paracetamol. That's what I had. I had
Oh,
an
cool,
Advil
yeah.
and,
All right.
and an Excedril at the same time.
Oh.
And it worked. A little bit. I'm about to fall over a little.
CK's
I'm
like, you
kind of-
shouldn't have done that.
I'm flagging a little bit. It's alright. What could possibly go wrong with me taking too many drugs too real? Alright. Carry on.
Well, Brad
That's all
does
I
what he
got.
normally does, which
Yep.
is talk over those
Stop
doing end of
talking,
session.
I
No,
love you.
well,
Stop talking.
I decided to talk about him, but thank you, Dan, for the show. This is amazing, and I
Of
live for
course,
this.
Brad's gone. That's good. So I have questions for you, Loesch.
Sick.
Yes.
Did you have any desperate actions you rolled today? I don't believe so, but
I rolled an action for the Wretch,
yes.
but
I don't
it
believe
wasn't
that.
desperate.
I
Not
don't
at all.
believe it was desperate. That's all right. Did you address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy?
Yes.
I'll believe that. You can take
And
an
I feel really
experience
bad
for
about
it.
it. Ooh.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, background at all?
Yes.
You may mark another experience for that. And did you struggle with your vice at all?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so either.
Not this one, but probably soon.
We'll see. Mark that experience, and thank you, Loesch.
Thank you.
This is Air. You were so eager to talk, you can talk now.
It's a good idea to get this done.
Yes. Did you roll any desperate actions today?
No, I did not. I thought I was going to have to because I didn't know
You
what
might have had.
Galen was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You might have.
I'm
As
calling
if
it
Galen
now.
is
Oh,
the wild card a lot of the time. You know?
I agree.
Everyone thinks it's me because I'm not playing the game. But it's Galen.
Yeah.
We're a tag team. We're best buds.
Absolute chaos.
You're not playing the
demon.
game and he's entrenched in it.
Yeah.
Kind
It's
of,
a
yeah,
really
yeah.
beautiful parallel, actually.
Yes,
Counter.
I
Yeah,
agree.
you guys are. I love your characters.
So no, I didn't roll a desperate action.
Did you address a challenge with violence or coercion?
Did my sway count as a coercion?
I will leave that up to you.
What does coerce mean? I'm gonna just check what coerce means.
I'm so sorry. I
Here
just clicked
to
something.
I
me
think
to
it's-
compel someone into something. That is also to achieve by threat or force. So no, I didn't.
Okay.
As much as I want the XP.
Oh, for
I don't
sure.
think I did it through any sort of threat. I did it through pure honesty.
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background today?
Did I even really?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
I don't remember anything
Absolutely.
that's happened.
Yeah.
What
At
happened
least
today?
once.
Sorry.
At least
okay.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say twice because you had that conversation with
Yes.
Kyria about your beliefs, and then once again
Yes.
with the Galen.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
at least
I
twice.
guess.
And
Okay.
I think again
accept.
even with Wretch. So yeah, you're good. You got it.
Absolutely.
Yes, so that'd be two
Accept it.
experience. I agree. Did you struggle with your vice today?
I'm on always struggling with the vice, I think.
There's only one session I think you didn't.
The one thing, I'm never rolling these like desperate actions or violence or whatever, which is so funny because I'm the cutter, but I am continually struggling with the vice, but I've never used or indulged my vice.
No.
I'm curious, but I for sure struggled with my vice.
All right. You haven't really stressed yourself out at all, oddly enough, Cesare.
Because I'm not playing the game, baby.
Yeah,
It's very mellow.
He's all zen.
Yeah, super zen.
But you do get experience for struggling with your vice.
I took 1 for it.
Yes.
But yeah, I was relatively zen today. Last week was my trying to find my conviction, and this week was a little bit more like solidifying my understanding of it within myself a little bit. As Cesare, not as Brad. I've always known.
It makes me nervous. Cesare has conviction. I don't know why.
I actually thought about it a long time ago. I was like, yeah, he's gonna go into this being like, but if he actually he's one of those people in my head at the beginning before we started where I was like, if he just needs to know what to do, and you know, like if you're anxious about something, you'll never do it really super well. But then there's those people that are just hyper focused, and you're like, wow, they are so good at what they're doing right now. And then you feel you're like, oh man, I suck at stuff because I'm always questioning whether I should or I shouldn't. And he just needed that.
Attack me from the front, Brad.
Worlds.
Jesus Christ.
I know, man.
I know. I'm feeling really
the more he kept
right
talking,
now.
I was like, what's happening? Ow, what the fuck?
This is talk about ADD. I need to go.
That's why I said I've always known.
wasn't even thinking.
That's what it was. You kind of got the best of both worlds. If you were once that kind of anxious thing, but then you were actually allowing yourself to have that conviction and focus, then that's kind of where I'm trying to take it with him and seeing where that takes him also, which is the experiments going on in my brain. Also, what's going on in my brain is COVID-19, so I'm going to stop speaking so I can go and lay down quicker.
Fair.
Thank you for getting the vaccination for us, though, Brad. We love you.
Of course.
Almost not worth it. Almost became anti-vax last night. I was so...
Oh, no.
I don't think you can afterwards.
Don't joke.
I know.
Don't do that.
I was there this wasn't worth it. But, no, it was like a literal 24 hours of hell, but obviously way better than actually having COVID.
Yeah, having it
guilty
doing that
about carrying it around everywhere.
and then having that for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And potentially
I think
worse.
It's all good.
God damn it,
Yeah.
Dan, kiss her on the forehead, please, for the love of God. Oh my God! Please, she's so cute. Thank you, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Look at her eyes.
Podcast and audio listeners only have no idea what's going on, and I love it.
It's a kitty cat. Loving kitty cat. And I got cute aggression to that.
What is it doing?
She's just purring along. It's fine.
Oh my God, look at her like her cone. I can't.
Yeah, I can't. She's trying to lick him, too. That's what's so cute about it.
She does it during a stream and I melt.
Thank you, Cesare.
Anyways. Look at the paw.
Sorry.
Skyless.
Daddy.
Hello, it's me, the guy who plays Skyless. I'm gonna do the thing that I have to do at the end of this session.
Yes.
Which is some stuff. So I didn't roll any desperate actions today.
No.
And then, so that's a no-no. I addressed a challenge with tracking or violence.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. And...
At least one.
I would think so. And then I express beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. No?
A little background when we were talking about Kyria.
I don't know anything about his background.
I do.
I was going to
Sorry.
say you expressed your beliefs specifically in the scene where we were trying to decide what to do. You were like, it's not a good idea. And Skyless doesn't
Right.
normally do that.
Yeah, I think so too.
And you did it twice. So
You
even
did it
though
again,
Kyria
yeah.
disagreed
That's
with
true.
you then said it again, which surprised me.
That's all.
And also, like, it was like really interesting to see him talk about, like, look, we cannot allow them to see that we're weak. Like, this was very much about, like, that wasn't just about, like, being a tracker, right? It's about, like, it is not wise for us amongst either allies or enemies to allow them to see our weaknesses. So
no, he said to come out as weak.
Yeah, that's right. So like, and that was like, we should not let them know that Galen is injured, because that is that is very much about like how I think how Skylus thinks.
Yeah. He's very much a who's prey, who's predator.
Yeah.
In the moment. So okay, cool. Thank you, everyone. And then struggle with issues from vice or traumas.
Wait. Can I get you 2 for that beliefs, drives, and heritage background?
Yeah, I'll take it. Thank you.
Yes.
Here's the 2. The second one is when you put the blood on the coin. That is definitely a drive.
Dude, and also just can I say
Drive.
that I personally think that is, I don't know if that's on our sheet for experience, but holy shit, willingly taking that critical for the narrative. It was lovely.
That would be
Kinda
drive.
sexy.
100%.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
So you may take 2 for that. And then, did you struggle with your vice, Skylus?
I didn't. Maybe I did. I feel like my.
I leave it
trying
to
to
you.
feel like.
I'm so curious about
I
your
feel
vice
like
now.
the vice is starting to blend into Galen is my vice.
You're in love with Galen, aren't you? I knew it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. The trauma is Galen, and so it's like if I just interact with Galen, then it's like I should probably mark this, but I don't think so. I don't think there was.
I don't think you did.
I don't think I did either.
I wanted to see what you thought, but I don't think you did.
I don't think so. As much as I could be like, oh yeah, talking to Galen and telling me I'm jealous, I think that would be the trigger to him being like, I'm just totally jealous. I'm not jealous. I think that would have been it, but that I don't know if it's enough, you know?
That was a deliberate poke from Galen's part.
Oh, 100%.
Always.
Yeah.
Aren't all of his pokes deliberate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and that's usually when Skylus, which is probably always, when he goes silent, usually during a conversation, it's probably because he's been poked. It's always Galen. He just goes, oh, okay, I'm just going to shut up. This is why I don't talk to you. All right, but yeah, that is, I think that's me. As far as not Skylus and me, hi everybody.
Thank you.
I'm Mythomatic or Cord. You could follow me on Twitter to find out what I'm doing and when I'm doing stuff. Speaking of when I'm doing stuff, I'll be streaming later tonight. I'll be doing some Red Dead stuff with my criminal underboss of Van Horn, known as the Barman. Yep, the Barman. He's a high-stakes Red Dead character, meaning if he gets arrested, because I've already escaped prison once and also I went into prison to smuggle something and then came back out. I've made it so that if he gets arrested again, I'm just going to kill him off. So that's a really high-stakes, scary thing, especially when the law keeps rolling through our town. And he also has 6 more PvP deaths until I perm him as well. So high-stakes RP, it's super awesome, and I really like playing a survival type
And aren't
RP,
you
so
like
check him out.
sort of kind of like wanted/hunted by 2 separate
we're kind of wanted and hunted by 2 separate gangs, and our alliance between 3 other gangs are falling apart, and he's also questioning the leader of our posse. Kind of like the advisor is questioning and which is my character screaming and being like, what are you doing? We don't need to go to war. And it's kind of that's what's happening right now, and that's the arc, and it's fucking juicy. So stop by later and check them out, and thank you everybody for watching and loving us and loving our characters and supporting the show and all supporting all of the shows. You really are super wonderful and inspiring for us as creators. Thank you.
That is incredibly true. Also, go tune in on Wednesdays here for Spellwind, which is GM'd by Mythomatic.
That is correct.
Please and thank you. Because he did not say that himself. So I will do it for him. Oops. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Galen.
Hello. I hope you're doing well, good Lord of Helios. Also, Dan. I hope Dan's doing better than the Lord of Helios. I hope the Lord of Helios is ate something that
we're both
didn't
fine.
sit well with him. Oh, but I'm glad that you're fine, Dan. I rolled 1 desperate roll.
Yes, you did.
That was my finesse.
Yes.
Did I address a challenge with knowledge or arcane power? Yes. I certainly used both knowledge and arcane power at the parade.
Yes.
I also think that I used knowledge in my unwise dealings with the Lord of Helios earlier, because, there's a lot. Yeah, I will say twice for that.
I agree.
I have, in terms of expressing my drives, beliefs, heritage, or background, absolutely 100% expressing both drives and beliefs and heritage and back, all of that in the conversation with Kyria. Absolutely 100%. There was a lot there, I think, in terms of that, in that moment. And I also think, in terms of drives, which are changing a little bit, they were also expressed in that kind of double moment between talking to the Lord of Helios and then seeing the Lord of Helios. There is a bit of a shift in drive when clearly, and perhaps it's because he thinks that the situation with Lorthair's spirit is just going to be fine now because they all got the answer and they know exactly where it is, and it's like in a bottle, like in an apartment building, and we can go and get it. So there's a kind of a new drive that is sort of creeping in.
There's something different when you could see it as a material in front of you rather than just this idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's achievable. Because right there. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I would say yes twice for that.
And
then I would say I do not currently have any trauma, so I cannot struggle with that, which is a mechanical thing, trauma. And in terms of struggling with issues from my vice, I do not think so. I think that I'm not doing well, but Kyria and I had some alone time, and it's fine. And so I feel like rather than struggling with issues from my vice, I have indulged in my vice, and everything is much better.
I agree.
Yes. Everything's great.
Wonderful. Thank you, Galen.
You're welcome. Oh, sorry. I'm Trooper SGP. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yes, go follow Trooper.
Who
are
you can follow me. And you can find me if you like Friday, 7 p.m. over at my channel for City of Light and Shadow, a Fate French Resistance campaign. And also, Brad killed it. So deep. So great. PB made me cry in our scene together, so she's amazing. Dan is causing my character and myself to be in very complicated fifth wall situations that I love more than anything. And Katie, I want you to know I see what you did. I see what you're doing. Our first scene in the very first episode, you give me everything that I want, and then you avoid me, tantalizing me.
You kept saying that, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only character that crawled in bed with you and shoved anything in your mouth, so you're welcome.
Well, at least today.
I'm just saying, that could be flirting. Nobody knows.
It might be flirting. We just have to go and have dinner later after the soul draining. Talk about it.
Just wait until you find out where that wool sock came from.
Nice.
What does that mean?
You know what? You don't need to know. You're too innocent. You're too innocent.
I have a few concerns that I will not express. Wonderful. Thank you, Trooper. Thank you, Galen.
Dodged it. Yes.
Kyria.
Hello.
Last but certainly not least.
Hi. End of session.
Yes.
Okay.
Were there any desperate actions you rolled today?
No. I think I talked into controlled, correct?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah. I would have loved to take the experience, but I think narratively it just made sense.
It made sense to me too.
Okay.
Deception or influence, did you happen to address a challenge with those?
Yes. I was like, no, I don't think I did, but then I remembered I literally mind wiped a dude. So yeah.
You did.
I did do that thing.
That was sweet.
Yeah. Jedi.
I think that would be a good singular experience in that situation.
Yeah.
What about the parade? I feel like you're a bit deceptive there. Yes.
In the parade for citizens as a citizen?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I don't feel like she's a loyal citizen. I do not. I feel like that's a bunch of a lie right there.
We're probably
That's
definitely trying to fly under the radar.
Also potentially true. I mean, I had a couple masks to choose from, and I very specifically was like, Kyria would cover her entire damn face for sure.
That one was sick.
So, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and like Kyria's like, you know, the Lord of Helios, such my friend, love him.
But I mean,
I just feel like that's not true.
Yeah, and well, I mean, yes, but also I did, I think, maybe influence what happened. Like the fact that they went and Kyria stayed behind and went and found a medic. Nobody agreed with that plan except for Kyria, and it's, you know, she was like, we should do it this way, and it worked.
And that's what happened.
So yeah, it worked. So yeah, I'd say that was two separate occasions.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Expressed beliefs drives heritage or background. Yes, in my conversation with Galen. I would say again with Césaire, but we kind of already... That's a conversation we've had before.
Previous.
Yeah. So, and I took experience last week. Yep.
Right.
I'll say 1 for that.
Yep. You struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. Does downtime count?
That was during the session, I believe.
Then yes. Do I have to tell the audience why, or can I just tell you why?
Yes.
I know why.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Can I
That's
guess?
Wonderful.
You can guess, but you probably don't know. Well, maybe you do.
No, I don't, but I'm going to guess the most outrageous way possible.
Yeah,
So you're okay, so you struggled with your vice because your vice is that you secretly are like this master crocheter and you must always crochet and you were not able to.
Yes.
And so instead, like you actually did some of the stitching on Galen's wounds, but it was with crochet thread.
I see what you're doing right now, Trooper, and it's brilliant. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yes, that is accurate.
What?
Wonderful. That is exactly what I knew already, so that's perfect.
It's not crocheting, but it's something else. Just replace crocheting with what the thing is, and everything he said is true. Damn you.
I agree.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And you are outside of Kyria, who?
I am Pumpkinberry, and you can find me at Twitch and Twitter at Pumpkinberry. What am I doing right now? Oh, I'm playing through Red Dead Redemption 2 story-wise, and I have also been sucked into the world of Wild RP. I love it so fucking much. So I've been doing my normal stream, and then sometimes I stream in the evening hours until like midnight.
She's really trying hard to get me to join.
Listen, Dan, I'm just saying we could play the perfect heal. Table Story crew knows how to play a heal, and we could just roll in as a gang, and it would be fucking incredible.
I'm saying no. I'm just saying you're trying your damnedest.
It's not Mac compatible. It is not Mac compatible.
No!
Yep.
That is.
It is cross-platform compatible, however. Just saying, if you have a PlayStation, maybe we can make it work.
I don't know if
Is it not?
the server is.
Oh, okay. All right.
No,
Never mind.
It's the server.
Yeah, the
itself.
server is
Bullshit.
a modded thing, unfortunately.
Oh, that's
so you have
right.
to be on PC.
Yeah.
All
It's
stack.
PC only. Yeah.
Well, guess
Indeed.
time to get Trooper PC.
Well,
Yes.
Trooper PC Fund.
Yep. Let's go. Let's go.
We've done a keyboard. Let's do this.
I'm afraid.
Oh, yes.
Just break it.
Yeah.
Afraid.
And also, I'm here again on
Don't do that.
Wednesdays for Spellwind.
Yes, you are. So is Brad.
I have a question. This is a question about XP, about struggling because of my vice or trauma.
Yes.
I said no, but I'm gonna ask a question. I feel like as a player, I had to put one of these blood capsules in my mouth, and this blood capsule is the nastiest tasting thing ever. So as a player, I struggled quite a lot, you know, to be able to properly express my traumas, and and I'd just like to ask for that one.
If you had taken enough stress to gain a trauma for that, I would have said yes, but you specifically avoided it.
I did. That's fine.
And also, I've used ketchup in the same situation, and it tasted just fine.
I have COVID-19.
He should get one for the COVID. Come on.
I don't want one that way. This will be an honorable run. I just had to take the joke. I haven't made a joke in 3 days.
You have to, absolutely. I am Domestic Dan. I was your Lord of Helios today. Some people were saying I was not the GM of doubt, but rather a GM of trauma, apparently. That's what some of the devotees have been calling me. I'll leave it to them. But I am back to tomorrow. I'm going to take today off after this. I'm back to my regular schedule of streaming starting tomorrow, as I have been all over the place visiting people who are out of town and family and whatnot.
And that schedule includes...
Maybe our Wild RP. We'll see.
Okay, just thought
we'll see. I have other things that I've been planning.
I know.
All right.
That's what we all say, and then we get into Wild RP, and then the plans don't happen.
Yeah,
so it's
everything
fine.
I know.
changes.
I'm aware. I've done this song and dance before.
Meyer played for the first time, and 12 hours later.
Yeah. Or you play it, and then a year later, you're going, oh, all that stuff I was supposed to do.
Sorry.
Exactly. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. We have 2 more sessions left of Feint Dawn. If you're listening, thank you so very much. If you're watching now for the first time, all of this is on YouTube. This episode will be out in a day or so. And feel free to catch up, especially if it's your first time. There has been a lot of foundation laid by these players. So, thank you very much. I believe it will be Mythomatic who will be hosted by this whenever they go live. In a bit, it won't be immediate unless you run away right now and start getting ready.
Run!
So perhaps I will have pressured him to starting early so we can just toss you all at him.
GM of pressure.
Now that he's gone, isn't he just the most amazing? And like, don't you love his like mustache beads? They're the best.
Stop it! I'm
Oh, he's still here. He's still here.
He really whipped out the RP today. Like, he's so talented. And
Follow him on Twitter as well, which
this is how you make him go away. Is by just being. He does have a lot of nice shirtlet pics on Twitter.
And now I'm about to leave the call and ruin the overlay.
Also,
Oh no!
Cut to the
Get fucked!
Hey, he took his own risk with it.
See you next week and throughout the week for other shows.
And cut.
Have a wonderful night. And feel free to pledge yourselves to the city.
Don't do it. And cut.